GM guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news so that you stay up to date in the world of Web3. I'm very kindly joined by the wizard. He does not have his suit on today, but he is doing some sorcery. Wiz, how are you doing, my man?
I'm good. Yeah, really good week. I think the markets are looking pretty juicy. I'm quite happy we had the pullback. A lot of my limit orders got filled and are now in the green, so I'm sitting quite happy.
Good. Yeah, it's been a bit of a difficult one. There's been people on both sides of the camp. Perhaps expecting a larger push. Some people were expecting some downside. It's been a little bit topsy-turvy to trade. I had a bit of trouble over the weekend with some of my trades, whereas in the week I was hitting some nice trades. But yeah, it's starting the week yesterday. Looks like everything at the moment is still in that unpredictable stage. It's ranging a little bit. We will go over some price action, guys. We have the newsletter that we'll go through. Any altcoins that you want us to bring up as well, we will mention them. But let me just get started. Let me bring up Crypto Bubbles. A lot of red here right now, except for Conflux. Is this one that you had your eye on or know much about, Wiz?
No to both.
No, yeah, I will. While we're on this stream, I will have a quick look to see why the 40% gain is there as well on the month as well, 260%. So well done if any of you are holders of Conflux there. Let us know in the chat if you do hold Conflux or if you know the story behind why it is absolutely ripping right now as well. We've got Tron actually standing out on a red day here. But realistically, the price action for Tron hasn't been as impressive as others. We do see a lot of stablecoin news coming out right now. It is very hot topic. A lot of the governments are jumping on it, and obviously Tron is one of the main networks for stablecoins as well. Very popular in India, Turkey, and many parts of Asia as well.
Yeah, I will say on Tron, the interesting one. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it works, but you've got Tron as in that Tron, and you've got the Tron that they list on the New York Stock Exchange, and the one that's listed on the New York Stock Exchange, I would say has had quite a good week. It is up since they announced their listing. Tron is.
Do you want to pull it up on your screen?
Over 10x, yeah. So I click present.
We'll just show everyone.
Share screen. Window. Here we are.
Okay, let me just add yours up. And as always, guys, make sure to slap a like on today's video so we get as much reach as possible. I'll go through the comments as well. We've got James here. Good to see you. I'm early. Can I get a gold star, please? And a question in advance, Bud. Any plans for the Thailand meetup retreat? I am actually doing the Solana Temple. So if you caught the live stream a couple of weeks back with George from FOMO Magazine, I will be in Bali for the Solana Temple in November. DGen's Paradise. I haven't given it any more thought, especially with what's going on in Thailand and Cambodia at the moment. Hope everything gets sorted. But I know for me, I think the problem with DGen's Paradise, the idea behind it is, a lot of our community have, normal jobs, and it's hard to take that whole month off. And if you're coming all the way to Thailand for workshops, I feel like 10 days, 2 weeks, will it be enough? But yeah, let me know. I think I put a form out a while back, and most people said they'd be comfortable with like 1 week, 2 weeks. Maybe we do it in batches. Maybe we do like a first half, second half. But you can bet that I'll be out in Thailand come winter, and hopefully Wiz will too as well. Yeah, let's have a quick look at Tron before I go. This is Tron on the stock exchange.
Yeah, so this is Tron on the stock exchange. So they had what's called a reverse merger, which essentially to avoid having to go through all the hoops of IPO is where a larger party merges with a smaller listed stock. So as you can see, we have this stock here, which was trading at about 50 cents. I think some insiders probably began buying here. Not to point any fingers, but if we say on the day it was released, so if we go there, on the day after, you'd have had, what's that, just shy of a 10x up to the peak.
Wow.
Looking at an 11x. But this thing...
And there's me saying that stocks are boring.
I'll tell you, the stocks I've been trading, Spud, aren't boring. But yeah, you look at that and it's... Yeah, I mean, it's volatile, and like the thing is you can trade these. You can trade these as CFDs, so it's a fixed 5x leverage. If you wanted to, you could trade spot and get 10% a day. And if you're in the UK, CFDs are tax free. So yeah, little hint for people there.
Very good. Yeah. So you think there's perhaps been a bit of an overlap with Tron being in the news and then people flooding to Tron, the cryptocurrency?
Yeah. I think it comes back to, as we said previously, though, in terms of like the liquidity is you're not going to get the liquidity that's in the financial rails into on-chain directly, because why would you take something out of something that you know is relatively secure? As much as we say about self-custody, all of this stuff is tightly regulated. You know, you're protected with sort of government protections, etc. If you can buy it inside that, and you can buy it inside tax wrappers, so like in the UK, you could buy this inside of an ISA. All the gains are tax-free. The US, you could buy it inside of a Roth IRA and get the tax benefits from that. It feels like if crypto wants the institutional money, it has to go to the institutional money, not let the institutional money come to it.
I think when the topic comes up about should we welcome in regulation and institutions, I think it's coming regardless. And I think the longer we can put it off, the more we can establish ourselves. Everyone listening here can build up what we're doing in the Wild West. It can be fun in the Wild West, but also you can get stung very badly. So at the moment, I'm saying, I hope crypto remains the Wild West for as long as it can, because regulation's coming. But who knows? I may get stung and have wished that regulation was in place. So it's double-edged sword there. We've got Sammy in the chat as well saying LFG. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Wiz.
I was going to say, speaking about stocks, whilst I've got this up, did you see this yesterday? So this was, I think there's an article on Crypto Saving Experts. So there was I don't know how to say this without getting you. There was your favorite type of vegetable company has decided to adopt
broccoli
strategy. To adopt a crypto strategy, and it pumped 500% in a day. At one point, it was up.
Brilliant! Yes, I have got the story up. I did actually have a quick flick at it, and let me just pull this up. I'll remove yours quick. Here we go. Yeah, so this one, Canadian vape stock skyrockets 550% on the BNB Treasury pivot. I like the artwork on that one. It's me with a vape. Okay, yeah. So the company will require BNB to offer transparent exposure to Binance's ecosystem. We've seen BNB absolutely ripping as well recently. I've got my eye on BNB. I haven't taken any trades on it. I do hold some BNB from 2021. That's just been chilling in my wallets, or perhaps I got some BUSD that I switched over at the time. But yeah, Vape goes full crypto with 1.25 billion BNB play. A little-known Canadian vape firm shocked the market on Monday by announcing a significant pivot. It aims to become the largest BNB treasury company in the US. That's impressive, to be fair, to say that they want to become the largest BNB treasury. The shares closed at $57. After hours, the stock dipped slightly, but the signal was clear. Wall Street just noticed. But yeah, why BNB? Incoming CEO David Namdar said the goal is simple. BNB chain is one of the most widely used blockchain ecosystems globally, yet institutional access has been limited until now. BNB offers access to Binance perks and powers a broad DeFi and NFT ecosystem. But here's the catch. Over 70% of BNB's supply is held by Binance and its co-founder, CZ. That makes this play both high risk and deeply tied to a crypto asset with concentrated ownership and regulatory baggage. 70% held by CZ. Do you think he'll ever pull off the almighty rug? He's already spent a bit of time in prison, so he's not afraid of it.
I don't think so. I mean, to be honest, essentially, it feels like BNB is like the de facto play on Binance as a stock.
Yeah.
That's for me what it feels like. It's interesting to see it. There's so many of these treasury plays coming up now. Like obviously you've got which other ones have we got? So there's the Tom Lee one, isn't there? This one they've raised again to buy some ETH. So there's this one.
Oh.
So I might be having a look for a bid. So that's the Tom Lee one. You've also got, have you seen this SBET? So SharpLink. So this is the Ethereum of they've just hired someone else, haven't they? I don't know if you've seen. They've hired.
Yeah, I did actually. So we put out an article on this as well.
I'm front running you on all the articles here, but yeah, they've just hired.
Yeah, no, it's good. It shows that you read them. I appreciate it.
they've just hired. They've just hired the ex-head of BlackRock's digital assets, haven't they? And then you've obviously got Joseph Lubin running it, and then you've got the chairman. So BlackRock there. Joseph Lubin, founder and chairman of Consensus. So there's some big names behind it.
It's quite nice to see some of these figures that are on screen here. It says, 6.73% of the total circulating supply is held up with corporations and ETFs. So that's 8.12 million ETH, worth around 31 billion. Probably more likely towards that 10% mark. I said this with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin, when we spoke about it, I'm not sure if it might have even been you, is corporations and ETFs with Bitcoin. It's around that 9%. And in reality, it's probably much higher. So ETH is, you could say, it's not more decentralized, because we'll see how much Vitalik owns in a sec as well, and the foundation. But it's good to see that it's not completely overrun with corporations and ETFs. Still would like that number a little bit lower. But it's saying, SharpLink's ambitions don't stop at ETH. On July 18th, SharpLink filed to expand its stock sale from 1 billion to 6 billion, intending to funnel a significant portion of the proceeds into further ETH acquisitions. What do you think these further ETH acquisitions will be? What do you think they're looking at on the EVM?
I think potentially, if they're not, I think they'll keep acquiring ETH. I think where it'll be really interesting is if they begin to pivot into some of the DeFi protocols. So potentially where you have someone who's bidding up ETH, whether they then look for exposure on something like an LDO or onto Uniswap, or obviously my favorite CowSwap or CowDAO. Whether you start to see more of them going a little bit further and buying some more of those crypto infrastructure plays, as opposed to just sort of the layer one.
It'll be interesting to see what the next big EVM institutional play will be. That's $1 billion out of the starting block as well, because they will be coming, especially towards the end of the year. Keep an eye on those guys. Let's just go through the comments. I'll share some love with you guys. Make sure to slap a like on the video as well, guys. Go give myself, Wiz, and the CSE page a follow. Also, I see a lot of the Web3 gang. We've just got Sammy here. He's Web3 Sammy T. If anyone wants to join the Web3 gang, I will follow you from all accounts as well. We've got James. We've got Gannicus. Good to see you. GM Legends. Anthony Palmer, GM Legends. Savor of Crypto. Been making some really good content, guys. Make sure to head over and watch those as well.
With him this morning.
Yes, yeah. I will catch up on that actually later. I've been on a few calls before this. But yeah, guys, go head over. Savor of Crypto goes live on Stonksy very often with Dave as well. Really good content. We've got Bruce here. Good day. How's Down Under doing? Steve as well. Yeah, make sure you give us a like. Good to see you, Steve. And who else we got? We also got the other James as well. Good to see you. Margin cool, that is. And Sam's bigging up the Chippy. We will have a look at Chippy as well. We will go over the newsletter. Shall we do the live trade now, or shall we go for the newsletter? What we thinking?
We can do the live trade. I've not particularly looked at the markets, but I think we can find a good trade.
Yeah. Let's do it. What are we feeling right now, guys? Let us know in the chat. Shall we go for a Bitcoin trade? Shall we go for an Ethereum trade? Or shall we do something a little bit different? Perhaps Bitcoin ETH, Solana. I got wrecked on SBX recently, so I'm not going to be trading that. You can see here some of my recent trades. We got the SBX short, didn't go too well. That's now over at like 2.14. So lucky I had a stop on that. My Bitcoin trade over the weekend did quite well. I could have left that a little bit higher though. Could have let that go all the way up past 119. Probably would have been a $1,000 profit rather than 680 there. But still, some good trades. But let's pull it up. Get in a call. Ooh. They can bugger off. Who is it? 033321. Should we pick up?
Do it.
Definitely a scam number.
Hello, right. Mr. Spud. The person you ordered is at your door.
and the broccoli. It's not a Friday. I had to look there. I thought it was a Friday. No, all good. What are we saying? Everyone's saying Chippy in the chat. I've already got so much Chippy. I've got some DCAs on though. I do go up and down with the aim of acquiring more Chippy. But I put them on super long. I haven't got any running at the moment. But yeah, Chippy is looking smashing. But to trade Wiz, any ideas right now? It's a little bit rangy for my liking. Perhaps with Bitcoin we do head back up to 118.8. But what's your thinking here?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was going to say that if we were 15 minutes earlier onto this, the short would have been lovely.
Yeah, it would have been perfect. James is saying never short in a bull market. And James, you are right, but often I get, when I'm in my day trading mode, it is nice to trade those ranges up and down. There's nothing better when you go up, flip it to short, ride it back down, and then up again. It's the best feeling. So I do get a little bit cocky with shorting in a bull market, because sometimes the shorts, they do present themselves nicely. You get a big green candle to the top. And if the rest of the market is kind of not following that, it's nice to put a short in, especially if there's no fundamental, no news they're pushing it.
An interesting one potentially, if you want to take a little bit. It's a bit risky, but Tron's had a bit of a surge. Whether you want to beat that back down.
Yeah, because you're right. It's come from fake news, basically, hasn't it? Everyone's talking about Tron, the stock. TRX,
isn't it?
Yeah. And we've got USDT, so let's go on to this one.
Whether you want to beat this down.
Yeah, that to me, you can see here, touched it with that green candle. Let's go on a short there. Let's whack this up to classic 20x. And let's go short on
I'm going to
Tron.
follow you
see
in
how
on
this goes.
don't
follow me if you're listening, guys. It's not financial advice, but Wiz will be following. So let's whack that in. Did limit by accident? Let me just check. Yeah, it's okay. It's on. Very good. Brilliant, guys. I will check on that at the end of today's stream, but let's head over to the newsletter. Bitcoin is stuck in a sideways range, showing signs of deep consolidation while Ethereum continues to push towards $4,000 with strength. Is a breakout coming, or are we in for more chop? Let's break down Bitcoin, ETH, and the key levels to watch this week. We've also got some important dates to keep an eye on as well here, guys. So Bitcoin's cycle pattern begins again. The cycle is one of consolidation for Bitcoin as it has entered a multi-week long sideways range again. If we come down here, we can see Bitcoin is wedged inside its local range with clear resistance and support. While the Pierce has broken this on 3 occasions over the last 2 weeks, these breaches have been nothing more than liquidity grabs and traps. For Bitcoin to witness volatility injection, it must break either side of this range. What do you think of the liquidity grabs and traps we've seen recently? Are they just that, or were they momentum trying to break out from the range?
It was grabbing fuel. I think I was chatting to our friend Jalapeno on this last week, and we were saying how where you have the sort of equal lows, you'll need at some point, if you want a big move up, you'll need that sort of liquidity grab into the fair value gap. And so we had highlighted, I think we highlighted like 114.8 as the point. So Jalapeno and I both longed from 14.8, which was which was quite a tasty one. I think we range, and I think we probably have some more liquidity on the downside to take before we move up.
Nice. And was 14.8 a level that you had set days before, or was it a decision made on the fly?
It's what we'd set before. So we essentially sort of had similar lines drawn out to you, where we had that sort of range, and you'd be looking at a liquidity grab below the range. So we had a zone marked out that was, I think, like 115.1 down to 114. That was sort of what we had marked out in our analysis.
And guys, if you're not already in the Discord, all the trading ideas and trading discussion goes down in the Discord. You can see the link there. There's a big 80% discount off at the moment as well. If you have any issues, reach out to me and we'll get you in. We are taking crypto payments as well. We are taking Chippy to join the CSE Discord. You can see Wiz here, very active. We got the mighty Block Pro as well. You've learned a lot off Block Pro, and he does AMAs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, guys. You really can't miss them. He's the best trader I know by far, and just a cool guy as well. You're saying dessert tastes sweet tonight.
Yeah, did you see that? So if you go down to the bottom one, I had a long on chocolate yesterday. Onto the most recent one, I closed it out. There's one below that I hit full profit on it. I looked at I said to someone there that it's a really strong daily. I'd had my eye on chocolate for a while. And I saw it sort of like broken out.
Those cravings coming in.
So I longed it, and it's fun. I like trading weird stuff. My brokerage now offers milk and cheese futures, so that might be an area to delve into.
We'll have to look for big cheese fests or something like that. Shame there's not like a cheese eating competition. Maybe when the Gloucester cheese rolling competition's going, maybe everyone's got cheese on their mind, so it goes up.
My friend came third in that once. Yeah, he's one of those people that's just annoyingly good at everything. Yeah, he did the Gloucester cheese downhill run and came third.
That's nuts, man. I think the only thing you could chuck down that hill that would make me run down there is a Bitcoin or something. Maybe I'd do it for that.
You're talking bull market Bitcoin or bear market Bitcoin?
yeah, true. Big difference. To be fair, I think even when at COVID prices at $3,000, I think I'd run down there for that. It does seem fun. It is one of those tick boxes as well. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've ever done running with the bulls, the cheese run, anything, any of the major life checklists that you've got to do. Even a skydive. Let me know in the comments, guys. You've got more balls than me and Wiz. I do want to do running with the bulls though. That does look quite fun. Until you get trampled by a bull. But running with the bulls, all-time high. It would have been good this year. I think running with the bulls would have been at all-time high. I think it was only a few weeks ago. So makes sense. Would have been some good crypto content. Maybe we head there next year. But yeah, guys, if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description there. We have everything you could ask for. We've got meme coins, we've got networking, we do one-to-one education, one-to-one legal advice as well, and also we've got the TMG challenge here. Make sure to head in, guys. He's doing the 10k to 1 mil challenge at the moment. I think he was at like 40k last time I checked, but he's a bit of a madman, so you have to keep up with it. Make sure you read all of it. Turn your notifications on for that one, because it's interesting what he's done. He's done it. I've seen him do it so many times, turn small accounts into absolutely ridiculous amounts. So if you want to learn how TMG does it, come join the Discord as well, guys. But let's head back to the newsletter. We will have a look at the Tron trade in a short time as well. But let's just have a look here. Cycle outlook. As the image above shows, the cycle belongs to consolidation. This pattern is typified by an extended periods of Bitcoin's price ranging before breaking out, which leads to short and aggressive bursts of expansion. If Bitcoin does not break out of the local range soon, this could become another phase of sideways price action. What's your outlook for the cycle? You actually were quite bullish, or very bullish, going into the summer, where a lot of us, and I've got to hold my hands up, myself included, was expecting quite a lot of stagnation, quite a boring summer, to be honest. But you did put your hand up, and you were saying, no, I think this is going to be a bullish summer. I think we're going to see all-time highs, and I think we're going to see altcoins catch up as well. But what's your outlook for the rest of the cycle?
I think we've probably got one more push up on Bitcoin. I think we probably, if I'm looking at where and I had to put a finger on where we top out, I think we have one more big push that takes us to that sort of 130 to 140 region, and then potentially that's when I think Bitcoin will roll over, and we'll start to see some more alts run, but I think it'll be very selective in terms of what type of alts run. I think we've got one more push up on the dominance, and then it's altcoin season. If I was to, I think we're very close. I think we're very, very close, and I think we probably have quite a good August, quite a good September, a relatively good October, and then I think potentially sort of that November, December, January time is when we roll over, because that's when I think a lot of the economic news will catch up. I think that's I can see that happening. Obviously, it's different to years in the past. Normally everything starts picking up late September, October, all-time highs kind of November, December time. So it'll be interesting to see that play out. We got James in the chat was saying, I was going to say ETH USD short and it just dumped. We will have a quick look at Ethereum just after this as well, and we will have a look at Bitcoin ETH dominance as well. Anthony Palmer saying he's F just running a bath. And James says start with the Tomato Festival first. Maybe I'll just go with potatoes to the Tomato Festival. Maybe that will be the play. James is saying a very big liquidity shock incoming. But yeah, let's pull down to Ethereum here. Wiz, I can't remember from our previous conversations. Is ETH something that you hold, or even trade much? I do, yeah. So I came into this cycle a bit too overexposed to ETH and not exposed enough to Bitcoin. Yeah. So I've been lagging behind a little bit. But I've been trading it inversely perpetual. So where I've been trading ETH, I've been getting more ETH. I will admit I've started selling some ETH. I think for me, it's going to be really tough to break that 4,000. I think if we will break it, but I think for me, I'll be looking personally to start getting rid of ETH once we go to 4,100 to 5,000. I think, that would be where I'd be looking to sort of move down the risk curve. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, you can get exposure to the L1s and you can trade them, but if you're looking for decent upside, just look at the protocols that run on them. So obviously on that, you've probably got stuff like Uniswap, you've got LDO, you've got Cow, and then for Sui as well, you've potentially got Cetus, which I am very long on Cetus and currently in quite a lot of green on that one. So that one's good. But I'd say look at the protocols that run on them. I think ultimately, if you're looking for institutional money to come in, which you are because retail money is gone, it's vanished, is you want to look at the stuff that's making money. So look at things like DeFi Llama and see what protocols are making money, what they're like from a valuation perspective, and then go from there.
There's two sides to all this hype about new ETH all-time high. On one hand, I think it's the OGs from the cycles gone past that have very big ETH holdings, and they're wanting to hype it up because they want that exit liquidity. On the other hand, I also think that if ETH does get the momentum and gets rolling, what's to say that it doesn't shoot up past $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, up to $10,000, which people have all been claiming for years? It could be one of those, once the momentum kicks in, it does get silly. But a lot of the time, I feel like when I see Ethereum shills, or especially Ethereum all-time high shills, I feel like it's people just hoping and praying and wanting some exit liquidity. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as well. Let me know if you hold any ETH as well.
Agree, and I think the valuation is always. I know it's very difficult to compare sort of traditional assets with crypto valuations, but I was saying this to someone the other day who was trying to claim that ETH will go to 12K, and I said I think ETH, the price is about 11,500 ETH would make it as valuable as Saudi Aramco. Which, given the cash flow that Saudi Aramco makes,
ETH's not generating that, is it? No.
Your gas fees would have to be 100x for that.
Yeah, sometimes within cryptocurrency, we do have to look at the other relatives. Sometimes a lot of projects are just so overvalued and do not have the substance to warrant that valuation. We've got James Sudworth is asking, with Stonksy, can we buy the annual plan now, even if the current annual doesn't expire for a few months? I will refer you to Dave on that one. We'll see if we can. I think, regardless, James, if the codes run out by then, just ping me a message because I'll remember this conversation and we can create a new code for you. But hopefully, by the time yours is done, we still have that code. But they do change around, so it's 25% at the moment. So I'll make a mental note of that, and if it does go, James, I will warrant that for you. No worries. We've also got James saying September is the historic 500-day peak after the halving, but USA will have some mad rate cuts up to Christmas. Anything can change, especially with the big orange man. No more degens coming now. Those coming in now are the civilians. No leverage degens, just DCA buyers. What do you think about rate cuts coming towards the end of the year, Wiz? Do you think they're dead certain, or may surprise a few of us?
I don't think we'll get one this week. I think you're looking now for an indication of it. I think we're at a point where it's a little bit more worrying because I feel like Powell's waiting for when he has to cut. And in all honesty, like a rate cut is probably not a rate cut will probably cause quite a lot of inflation. I think from a macro point we're not in a great place. I mean, you only have to look at the gilt charts to realize. And I think Trump will have a bit of a shock when he realizes that even if the Fed cuts rates, it still doesn't help him on his government debt quest. And I think ultimately he's desperate for more QE. It's a difficult one. I think this will be if we're looking at what happens to fiat currencies. I think sharp US rate cuts will probably be a killer for those fiat currencies.
The old QE.
Yeah, the old QE.
Quantitative easing is coming. Yeah. Whoever came up with that, Jesus. We've got James saying Powell won't cut just because of what Trump did to him on the building tour. When is Powell going to resign as well? I've been seeing that all over crypto Twitter. It started about a month or two ago, but doesn't look like he's going to hand in his resignation anytime soon.
Powell resigning would wreck the markets. Like I think that was if you wanted to see what even when someone in the Trump administration was like briefing the media about Powell leaving and that was, in my opinion, that was them testing the market, and the market did not take it well. You had like a 2% candle on gold. Tron keeps flying up here.
We're not doing too well on that trade. I'll pull it up so everyone can have a look. It's it's bad when it's gone above here. So let's pull that down. Jesus, we're probably in about $100 loss. I either add to this or I just pull the plug on this one now.
We stepped in front of this train too early.
Yeah, we have. You either double down here or pull the plug. But I'm going to do neither, and I'm going to wait to the end of the stream to make that decision. So let's head back to the newsletter. We will go through some important dates. In the background, Wiz, if you could pull up Bitcoin dominance on your chart, and then we'll talk about that after the important dates here as well. So we've got GDP tomorrow, just after midday UTC time. Fed interest rates also later on in the evening, and then we've also got core personal consumption expenditure Thursday and the non-farm payrolls Friday. It's quite an eventful week. Any of these that stick out to you that you think we'll see some volatility from, Wiz?
I think all of them. I think there's a lot of news this week. I think it's the type of week where, I think it's going to be a difficult one to trade. I think if you're not already in a position, it's a difficult one to be involved in. Certainly wouldn't be trading in jolts. I think jolts will be quite bad. And I actually I've got a friend who works in a bank, and he sent me the Goldman Sachs forecast of the news this week, and
nice,
particularly pretty.
Those banks must know that all of these documents get leaked. I get them from all of these banks, all of these different companies, from different people. They all leak out into Telegram and Discord, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. It's interesting, but they're quite bearish.
Shame to hear. I was hoping for a little bit more.
But I guess the thing is, it's good in one sense, because obviously the more bearish the economy is, the more likely rate cuts will be. So if you're looking at rate cuts, bearish, and ultimately the Fed is there to do two things. It's there to keep inflation down, and it's there to keep unemployment low. So if you've got unemployment going up, you've got job openings going down, and you've got some relatively okay inflation, but you're struggling on the growth front, that's when they'll start to cut.
Nice. And just before we pull over to Bitcoin dominance chart, I'll pull up the Chippy chart, and we'll just talk about Chippy briefly as well. Here we go. So Bruce is asking, when is the Chippy staking coming? The website, with the staking at the moment, it's all set. So actually, the only issue we're finding now with the website is the free Chippy Friday bits. It's the system of it is it trawls through Twitter, and then it pulls it across. And now we're thinking of just making it where you do the tweet, you put it onto your account and paste it that way, because it's been a bit difficult with finding the hashtags. No one uses hashtags anymore. I think we will still go with hashtag free Chippy Friday. But just the mechanism on that is taking a bit of time. But with the new website, we've got staking, we've got the game, and we've got free Chippy Friday as well. And with staking and the game, we're eventually we'll be able to use other tokens as well. Straight out of the block, you'll be able to use Solana and Chippy, but later on we'll be able to use a few more different tokens there. But over 4 million, it's great. We need to push to 5 mil now. Once we get past 5 mil, I think we open up to 8, 10 mil. We've got some cool things coming. Putting together the event for Career Blockchain with Nomu. I did a podcast with Nomu yesterday. That will be coming out, and then also Chippy will be featured on Nomu's game tomorrow, which is released tomorrow. And basically, it's going to be the communities against each other. So Chippy community, it works on your all-time high, not your overall score. So if you keep posting in scores, it doesn't matter. It's like your all-time high score and everyone else's all-time high scores put together. And then the prizes are, if Chippy wins, each founders from Poly and Nomu will put $1,000 into the chart, and likewise with the others as well. Which is good because Nomu's not even launched yet, so I've already put $2,000 into the pre-sale, so I don't need to do the I won't need to actually put in, but so it's a win-win for Chippy, and the Chippy community is the best. The Chippy army is the strongest. If you see on all the comments, they've been going nuts as well. But let me just pull up Wiz's screen and we will talk about Bitcoin dominance. Let's just pull this up.
Yeah, so this is what I had marked out for Bitcoin dominance. So I think we see up here, I think this for me is probably where we topped out for the cycle, up to 65. We've come down, retest. This for me is the key range. I think if we break below it, that's when chaos starts. I have a feeling that we may come up and we may have a period where we retest the 63% mark. I don't really use Bitcoin dominance, though, I will say. So I tend to go more on the totals charts.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, total, we're in an interesting spot. You can see all of the fresh liquidity into there after the last couple of good weeks. If we
and where have some of the lows been? If we go to that recent dip there, when was that? I think I'll just move our faces because we're slightly in the way.
So that was so this is on the weekly. So that was middle of June when we got down to 3 trillion. March and April with the Trump tariffs, we got down to 2.5 trillion. So you can see we've added pretty much like 1.5 trillion since the tariffs. So there is money coming in. The question is where it flows, and I think if you look at this, so excluding Bitcoin, we see, I'd say a large degree of this is ETH, but it does show you just how much of this market actually is Bitcoin. We've got 3.85 trillion for that, but yet 1.5 trillion. So you've not actually, in the relative scheme of things, for your alts, got much. Like the alts are quite small. So if we look at this again, similar story. I think potentially we come up and we break this. If we hold this trillion mark, I think potentially we might. If I was going to guess, I think we may have a dip and come and test this area here, this 950 billion.
Yeah. And where do you think that would bring the price of Bitcoin down to?
So this is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, this one. So this would be where you have money leaving alts and going into Bitcoin as the dominant.
Yes, but if we were to drop down here, would you expect the price of Bitcoin to follow?
I think we're in quite a good range for Bitcoin. I think the thing with Bitcoin, I look at it now, is I think we'll have vicious wicks to take out the liquidity. I don't think the market makers will bring it down because it's too easy a trade. If you bring Bitcoin back down to sort of south of 111, 110, it's the easiest. It's a very easy buy at that point. Not financial advice, obviously, but it feels too easy, and it feels like everyone's waiting for the gap. And I think one thing that's really interesting, I think I've spoken about this before, is if you have a look. I'll get rid of my drawings. If you have a look at where we've had vicious expansions, we've very rarely come back and actually filled them in. So if you look here, February, that was the impulse. You've had a wick down to take out this, but ultimately we stayed above that for a very long time. This one here, the Trump pump, whilst we retraced, we never gave people in this area an opportunity. There were a lot of people waiting. Waiting to get orders in here. And even more vicious here, they just would not let people get this area retested. I think because we had this run up here and we pulled back, the market makers were it's too easy a trade. For them to have let it come down to here was too easy a trade. We see long wicks down to take out. And as we said earlier, you see you've got a range here and you've got a wick to take out the liquidity, get some fuel and go. It feels the same up here. It feels like anything in this region here would be too easy a trade. I think if we're coming back here, that's end of cycle type of stuff. I think for me, you can see we're solidifying at this range. I can see a wick down, get the liquidity, and boom, off. And I think if you break it down onto the daily, you can see this even closer. I mean, look at that for a range. Like, you've got pretty much that. As I said, liquidity grab up.
Yeah.
It's up here. So you had the rally up. Again, there you can see liquidity grab up. I think we potentially have a liquidity grab down to this region, and
so 114,800 would be your mark again.
I'd probably be looking, if I was going to draw out a box, I'd potentially go sort of like there. I potentially anything into that region, I think for me is interesting. If you can get filled down here, fantastic. But ultimately, I think we range into here and then lift off.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely get behind that as well. I think perhaps if we stagnate a little bit further here, we fall back down into that region, especially with all the news going on this week. It's not guaranteed it will be positive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was I think the bottom level I had drawn out with our friend Haller, is like we had sort of a similar range to that drawn out. You can see support, and then boom into this zone, collect the liquidity here, and then lift off. And I think potentially we may come over, retest here, maybe they do a really vicious wick and take you lower. But that tends to be how it moves. So if you look here, you can see vicious liquidity grab up. Here you can see down, grab up. Here you can see down, solidify, wick down, up. And then again there, that liquidity wick before you have the impulse, and again there, and again there. So you tend to have the grabbing the fuel from the fire before going up, and I think that's probably what we'll see.
What's your best advice for people looking for these impulse wicks? How can they identify them, and what's the best way to catch a large wick before it happens?
I think look at where we have equal lows. So something like this, you'd potentially look at. We've got a low there, and we can see that it's been retested a couple of times. So you're likely to range in here. The box below, especially if you've got a big fair value gap like that, I'd say go in there. I'd say probably look to bid in there.
And
I'd say just be very careful, because ultimately, if you're using high leverage, it will take you out. It will take you out. At the end of the day, that's the job of the market makers, is to clear liquidity on both sides. That's why they do the liquidation wick. They do it to take out frothy long orders. I'd say just be very careful, but look below. And there's nothing wrong with a stink bid or layering bids. So rather than putting all of your bids here, you might just bid here, bid here, bid here, bid here, bid here, bid here, and you might get filled on 3 or 4 of them. Or you might.
How stinky are your stink bids?
I've got some nasty ones. Have
you ever been surprised that one of your stink bids actually hit? Have you ever woken up and you've gone, I wasn't expecting that. That was, way too stinky to actually hit.
I have, but I've got. So what I tend to do as well, that I think is that I highly recommend, is obviously all this cycle and whatnot. You're told, obviously, don't keep your coins on exchanges. In a bull cycle, it's advisable. I can't give advice, but you tend not to have enough time to sell. So what I do is I put my stuff on exchanges. I put limit sell orders in, and sometimes this was a prime example. So I had this, and I had been buying this up from sort of this region here. And I'd set some limit sell orders for some TPs, what I thought I would achieve in the bull cycle. So I had one here, I had one here, I had one here, and I had one here. And I got filled on all of them on a, if we go back, how far back do we go? I got filled on every limit sell order I had for this thing, and this thing wicked up to a February high. And as you can see, this is on a 5 minute, so you don't have time to sell. You tend not to have time to sell, so it's a case of be in position, have your limit sell orders there, and so actually it's happened to me twice, because it happened to me on comp. Is
it going to be as...
So I had some sell orders here. So I'd been buying it around here, and I was a little bit underwater, and I had some limit sell orders up here, and I got wicked on that. I got taken out.
Oh, wow. That that is such a random wick, yeah.
That was an exchange listing. So that was, I think, a Korean exchange listing. But that's the thing. I mean, ultimately, if you need to have an exit plan. So have prices that you'll be happy of getting out of. It's very rare that you can just hold on to something, look at your phone one day and think, you know what, that's a load of money, I'll sell that. Ultimately, like have a number in your head and have a price and just set a sell order. And if it then you can sleep well knowing that even if it wicks in there, you're sold.
It's happy days, isn't it? And it doesn't even have to be centralized exchanges. There's plenty of dexes that you can put these orders in as well. So
you can do limit orders on Jupiter. So like if you've got Sol tokens, you can do limit orders on Jupiter. But ultimately, like you'd be kicking yourself. Like looking at this, you'd be kicking yourself if you'd been looking to sell here, and you were keeping all of your stuff in a wallet, and you woke up the next day and you saw that, and then you're back holding along here. And the issue is everyone else who wanted to get out has managed to get out.
Yeah,
and they've been able to rotate, and even like. You might even have people who have been clipped out here, seen it come back to here, and thought, you know what, let's go again.
Potentially
they got done in. Then they potentially got done in on there as well. Ultimately,
We've got James here saying, set your profits and be happy with what you earn and not what the top you see is. This is something I struggle with. It actually hurts me when I take profit too early compared to when I get liquidated or lose a lot of money on a trade. I absolutely hate it. But James is right here. You know, don't look at the chart keep going up once you have taken your profit, because it's no good for anyone. We've got the other James here as well saying, just joined Kast through the link. Or Kast through the link. I wonder if it will work properly in the UK. So I'll just pull this up. We'll just talk about Kast quick, and then we'll go back to your screen, Johnny. So yeah, I've been using Kast in France, in the UK. It's been perfect. So you can send stable coins. Let me just check which networks you can use. Obviously, Solana, but let me check. So on-chain, stablecoin, you can pay in USDC or USDT. Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, Tron, Arbitrum, Binance, Stellar, and XRP as well. So those are all the networks that you can send stablecoins on. You can even send just Solana, and then it auto converts it. It doesn't do what a few of these other wallet providers, these other card providers do, where you can actually just like hold Bitcoin, hold Solana, and then when you make the transaction, it does the exchange then. This one will automatically hold it in stable coins for you. It's probably better because then you know what you've actually got. And I think that if we go over to here, I think the airdrop is going to be absolutely huge, guys. Not financial advice, but if you start earning points now, there's a reward system going if you refer friends, all of that. If you use our referral in the link below, you'll get extra points as well. And I think 5% for your referrals on top of that as well. They even, in the app, I'm not sure if I can show you here, but let me just pull up on my app. They even show you how much they expect the airdrop to be worth. And from what I've seen in the past, when companies have a prediction on what the airdrop's going to be worth, they have to be quite considerate with it, conservative rather. Sorry. So they normally put it at a little bit less than what it actually will be as well. So we can see here I've got 6,372 points, valued up to $446, and I've only been using it for about a month. So that's from my spending and the sign up bonus as well, which you guys will get if you use that link. You can use it on Apple Pay, and I've actually ordered my card as well, my debit card. There's lots of cool features as well. There's different like cards, you get more cash back. I think the card we're on, we get like 5% cash back in reward points. And then if you buy like the top card, it's like 8% cash back and all these other benefits as well. So a lot of these have done really well in the past, but with Crypto.com card, Plutus, etc. And if you're worried about tax and all of this, what I found from previous cards in previous cycles is normally there's a window of 1 to 2 years where they're not really that regulated and they kind of go under the radar. But as always, not legal advice, not financial advice, all of that. But Wiz, what are you laughing at?
I was laughing at your slip of the tongue there.
What was it? I had a few slips there. I had to make sure not financial advice.
It was a 4-word letter beginning with P. But I've also been looking at some charts.
Yeah.
Have you seen Wrecked? Have you been following?
Yes, that absolutely shot up, and we've got quite a funny story about Wrecked. Let me pull up your chart quick. Brilliant. So we actually met up with the Rec team in February in Paris at NFT Paris. They were handing out drinks. I had a bit of a dig on Twitter because I've got to say all the crypto drinks I've tried taste like shit. Even Rex, I hate to say it. I love the branding. I love the company. I think they're sick, but the drinks, they taste like arse.
Yeah.
But what is going on here? We're at like I think market cap wise, isn't it like a $400 million market cap now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
It's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts. I don't think there's a whole lot circulating. So I think they've been buying a lot of the supply up because if you look,
yeah.
I mean that period there.
They were at Zebu as well, weren't they, in London last year?
Yeah, and they had Paris as well because I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't buy more, but I wanted to get into the Rect party. You had to hold Rect in a wallet, and I opened like an old wallet, and I think there was like $4 worth of ETH in there or something. So I bought $4 worth of Rect, and I looked the other day, and it was like $38 worth of Rect. Oh, I wish I could have been happier then.
Imagine you put 100 in.
I did buy some, so I'd been watching it a little bit here, and then when you had that, I thought I'd missed it. I opened KuCoin one day and saw that it had that wick down, so I went and bought. I think I bought like $400 worth on this wick. So I took some profits. I took some profits here. I wish I'd taken some profits yesterday because it's down a bit. But I'd probably, to be honest, I think this zone here is an interesting one because I think they're sitting on a lot of cash. I think the Rec team is sitting on a lot of cash. Yeah, it must be. I mean,
they've been advertising, even throughout bear markets, they were showing up to all these events, giving out their free drink. We've got James here saying, Spud, how do you know what arse tastes like? I will refrain from all your mum jokes here, but you can put the dots and make your own joke up.
The man's lived in Thailand for a few years. If that answers the question.
How do you think I got my job at CSE?
But yeah, I think it's the same with Pengu as well because ultimately, if you're looking for IP, I mean, regardless of our thoughts on the drink, from a branding perspective, you look at like the beverage industry, like Coca-Cola will acquire stuff for tens of billions of dollars. It wouldn't surprise me if you see a beverage company potentially say, look, like we like this, let's do a deal. And whether or not, I mean, it would be really interesting, wouldn't it, if you had something like Rex that was like listed almost sort of like a stock but on chain. And I think Pengu is the same. Like it wouldn't surprise me if we see a rapid rise. Why something like
Pengu? What's the overall market cap at now? About 4 billion?
Yeah, around there. It's nuts, isn't it? I'm so annoyed because I took profits on my Pengu around here. I was buying it here. And I took profits like here. But ultimately, it wouldn't surprise me if you see something like a Disney or something. Think it's an interesting one. You've got a cult follow. Do I think Pengu's worth 4 billion? No. But do I think a lot of stuff in crypto is worth what it is? No. I don't think.
No.
So it's.
I think the beauty of Pengu is, they've got such a good frontman with Luca Netz. He doesn't shy away from content. He does everything from a good heart. I think Pengu and Pudgy Penguins as a whole will do well. I actually met up with the team in Bali. They were hosting some events from after CoinFest in Bali, and they had like a villa. They had a few parties. It was really good, and I could tell then. I was like, this is a cool community. And I spoke to TMG at the time, and he actually bought some Pudgies. And I was tempted, and I didn't pull the plug because I was still in that mindset of NFTs are lame and not going to make any profit. But yeah, wish I had, because that would have been the perfect time. Because I think the airdrop for Pengu, when did it start? When's the chart start? Is it February, January?
February, yeah. December,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
December.
So buying a pudgy penguin back in September would have been the smart play.
Yeah, mind you, there's still the abstract airdrop for pudgy holders.
Yeah.
So abstract airdrop. I know a few people holding on to it for that. I mean, ultimately, like, could you imagine, like, if you got your airdrop, you'd sold it there, and you just had like a DC8.
Bought back in,
because you're sitting on a 10x now.
I did quite well for the Pengu airdrop anyway. From memory, I think it paid me a few $1,000s just from activity and being a Super Teams UK member. So that's the secret sauce, guys. If you're a Super Teams UK member, last year I made about $2,000 to $3,000 from just airdrops from just being a Super Team UK member. So it pays to go to these events. Obviously, to become a Super Team UK member is a little bit more difficult now, because everyone's wanting to become a member. I think there's about 140 members of us overall. But in the main Super Team group, there's about 1,000 people that all come to the events. And the best way to become a member is just start turning up to the events and make yourself known. And then you'll be invited to become an official member. But you don't have to be an official member to turn up to all the events, guys. So just head up. As always, if you want to come, just give me a message. If you have any questions as well, I will help you out there. But yeah, big up Super Team.
Oh, it's turning bloody.
Yeah, it's. I wish Tron was turning bloody though.
Oh,
I'm in a $200 loss here.
Oh.
And by the way, guys, it is my birthday today, and Wiz has now made me lose $200. Cheers, mate.
You stepped in front of the bus.
Yeah. You've provided me with some winners, Wiz, so I won't hold it against you. I stepped in front of that bus as well. I expected it to come down completely. I thought perhaps that looked like a top, but it's a nice stairway to heaven, that, isn't it?
Hopefully an elevator back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna set my stop at 3.5, just above 3.5, and then in the hopes that it comes back down, and we'll put a take profit.
The play probably was probably would have been like clipping a third of it or something, wasn't it, when it came back down? Ultimately, that feels like it's got to come back down at some point.
Yeah.
Should have just shorted ETH.
Yeah. James in the chat was saying we'll whack that in and hope that plays out. Maybe that's a bit. I put that away too. I'm just gonna go. Just try to get my money back on that one. Okay.
Solana's getting interesting now.
Let's have a look at Solana. Let's pull it up. Have you got it up on yours at the moment? I'll just move it over. Cheers, Bruce. Much appreciated, my man. I'll be having a few jars of lager tonight.
So I potentially, not financial advice, this level is quite interesting. As you can see, we got a wick in, take the liquidity, and up to there, consolidate back down. That 189 is just a brutal level, isn't it? We can just see it keeps rejecting off. I'd potentially be looking at this range for a Solana. Where in terms of where I think it would go, I mean, I don't hold a lot anymore anyway, but I'd want to sell before I hit the people who are underwater from Trump. So I think there'll be a massive sell block up here from people who bought Trump and want their money back.
Yeah, definitely. It's just going to be a psychological price point there as well. Yeah.
100%. And I've got some other nice stuff on my watch list that I think will do quite well. Cetus, this one I think is really interesting. Yeah.
And this is on Sui, correct?
Yeah, so this is a Sui protocol. As you can see, I wish I'd clipped a bit more of my trade up here, but I had a buy zone here and a buy zone here. I really like it. CKB, this is an interesting one. This moves quite erratically. My man Justin put me onto this one. and it's been very profitable so far. I think Inject is really interesting. Like, I think this as a chart looks really interesting. A lot of altcoins look the same in terms of you've got this breakout zone, and if you can flip that breakout zone, there's so much upside. You can see this just keeps teasing. I think once this breaks through, I think that's probably got quite a violent upside. Arbitrum the same. If Arbitrum can flick that 51 cent level straight up. Fetch, I really like this. I think that is a really nice pattern. I think potentially you might get a bounce there. Attack, and if
what's
you can break through that
the
zone.
overall market cap on Fetch? What's the size of it?
Let's have a look. It is. It doesn't say on here. I think it's probably.
Cheers, James.
Have a look on CoinMarketCap. Let's have a look.
Thanks, Margin Call. Have a good day. Good to see you, my man.
What are we looking at? Fetch.
Likewise, James, as well. Good to see you. And get using your Kast Card. Get those reward points up.
Yeah. So FDV on Fetch, you're looking at just shy of $2 billion.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That's quite good. Optimism had a nice candle the other day. I mean, it's fully retraced.
Yeah. I saw that.
But that's
Let me just move our faces so you can see that a bit better.
I like Scroll.
I
just realised I spelled breakout zone wrong.
Yeah, it does look undervalued.
Celestia has just been beaten down, like it's been beaten like Neil beats the fish in the in-betweeners for any.
That's got to be one of the best clips, right?
Any UK people who get that, I love ZRO. I'll continue to keep buying this, but this needs to eventually move at some point. STG, again, that one needs to move as well. Yeah, I'm just ready for my favourite cow. This has held up really, really well. This is now really ranging. I think I've got this marked out as a pivot point. If we gain this, I think we have a rally up to the upside on this.
Okay. Yep.
Banana.
0.77 banana. Yeah. Trading bananas still. I'll pull over for perhaps the international audience that don't know what Wiz was on about there, about punching a dead fish. So give this a play. I don't know if you can hear the volume, but
no, there's no volume, but it's. It's a terrifying fish, Neil. Get it.
Here we go. Ah, missed it.
No, it is.
If you haven't watched In-Betweeners, you definitely need to give it a watch. It's literally the stereotypical teenage adolescence for a UK lad. And he said, well, the last line was, well, that was a very dignified end for him. Too funny, man. Too funny.
I think it's more dignified than we'll get for some of these altcoins.
Yeah, definitely. I just pulled back over to your screen here. We're looking at Cardano. Cardano was one. I actually did end up pulling the plug on that. I did actually sell my Cardano.
Yeah, rejected off there.
Something I may re-enter though.
Yeah, I quite like the chart. I think that's mostly it. I mean, it's just a sea of red anyway. Apart from the only thing I'm short on is hype. And I want this to fall. But
you've been very bullish on hype for a long time. So what makes the change?
I think it topped out. So I went short. I will say I shorted it. I think at $48 was my short. So I think we're sort of rolling over a little bit here. But I mean, I bought hype when I bought hype here. So I'd say I've ridden that quite well. I think that's mostly it. Aero seems to, I was chatting to Dave, Aero seems to do quite well. That's a lovely chart. Boom, boom. potentially up to here. We've been looking at an IP short. So this is probably one to keep in mind. This thing is climbing. Someone's obviously climbing this right up.
Yeah.
And I think once it gets into there, it could get quite bloody. Fartcoin is edging closer to my entry.
Why has this been suffering?
I think there was a lot of people who were holding on to Fartcoin from lows, and when it got to here, this was just a very good sell point. Like you look back, and that was sort of like topside liquidity. Anything past you in price discovery. I actually think this will rally again. It wouldn't surprise me if we get into this zone here.
Hot air rises.
If it goes. I mean, the worry is, I think, ultimately, is you probably at some point coming back down here. So it's at what point do you want to ride it? XMR climbing. I don't even want to look at Tron. This is one where I'm annoyed now because I didn't have this set as a limit order on the exchange, and I am quite underwater on this. And I would have loved to have gotten out there on this on ads. So I've preached having your coins on exchanges with limit orders. I haven't for this one.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to do it for a while. Nice candle though. It certainly cleared out some liquidity. So this might be something that I'm hoping. Usually when you get a big clear out like that, is that's got rid of all of the sell orders that were here. So it should hopefully now be a bit clearer to get above. I'd love to see a move like that on this. AVAX we've looked at. Heart, I think we're both very underwater on this.
Yeah. Should have taken profits back at those peaks that we see there.
Yeah, this thing, I've got a very big bag of this, and I'd like to see this start moving.
It was set to do well. So it was Humans AI, ticker's Heart, and rumors were it was a lot of the team from like Multiverse X had kind of like split off. But then perhaps we should have picked up on Multiverse X. Hasn't been very successful lately either. So
this is interesting. I think Say probably has another run in it.
I'll just move our faces over here slightly.
I think Say's got a run in it. That's quite bullish. You can see lovely lift off the bottom, consolidation, take out this wick, boom, up. I think potentially if we grind down to here, this is where it might get interesting. I mean, you might even look if you're following advice from our man Block Pro, not advice, but if you were charting the way and looking at what our man Block Pro looks at, that back test could be an interesting one.
Yeah,
as could that one. Like clear out of those wicks.
I think my average entry for Say is around 30 cents.
Yeah. What else? The chocolate trades. This thing continues to pump. Look at this. I got on to the 15 minutes. This is the thing: is you don't have to trade crypto. If you learn how to trade by our man Mr. Block Pro, you can trade anything.
Yeah.
So like I saw that pump, and I thought, you know what, this feels like a nice belt level. So I set an order there, got clipped in, straight up there. Orange juice, you know how much I love orange juice. We're in a nice long on orange juice. And then Mr. Block Pro, I was a bit annoyed because I had my TP set, but Mr. Block Pro said he was looking at copper. So naturally, I listened. I had a short entry here at 5.7, and I had my TP down here at this liquidity sweep. Little did I know that it would do that.
Damn.
And you can be sure as hell that our man Block Pro had his TPs down here.
Yeah.
But you see just how effective his level system is I've not put any more lines on since we had the move. And look at just how well it's respected both that top line and this bottom line.
Those.
Totally. Right back onto that line, so you might get a rejection down to here. So definitely worth. Like I think once you learn how to trade, you can trade crypto, you can trade anything, and ultimately, like if you trade it, the crypto market moves irregularly. Just trade something to make money to buy more crypto. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And on that bombshell, as Jeremy Clarkson would say, we will end the show, guys. Thank you all for joining. Really appreciate it. Make sure to slap a like on today's video. I will be going live throughout the week as well. Don't actually have any other guests lined up. I think I'm doing something on Friday with a guest that I need to confirm still. It was supposed to be Thursday, but it was supposed to be Thursday, but now I'm doing a live stream with Uranium on Friday.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Uranium is on-chain Uranium. So we're talking about trading different assets. Uranium is one of those, and with all the nuclear talks, perhaps it will be one to keep an eye on.
I might have to trade that one. Yeah,
definitely. Join the live stream, and you'll learn all about it as well. We did do a tweet from the CSE account about Uranium as well. I got Save with Crypto saying thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in all the time. Save with Crypto. Make sure to go give him a follow. Make sure to give Wiz a follow. And guys, I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Woo!
See you later.